Hey guys, Adam here, CarsGeo72, here at the Car Center of Excellence, the KCE. Haven't done many videos lately about my 2018 Golf Sport Wagon, but thought I'd throw one together today, try to keep it kind of short, but talk about doing driving events or DEs or high performance driving events, HPDEs. I've done several of these now and I'm really enjoying them, and I think it's something that lots of people in the car community, car enthusiast community would do. But there's a lot of concern about that the car isn't right. And in fact, actually, the car is probably fine, except for two things we'll talk about. It's you that need to actually need the help. So you need to learn how to drive the car. So for me, the two things that are really necessary for anybody that wants to sign up for one of these events are brake pads and brake fluid. Now, a lot of people are going to say, but I don't have enough power, or I don't have coilovers, or I don't have track tires. Fuck those things. Brake pads and brake fluid on a street car, and you can go have fun at a track like, for me, Virginia International Raceway, VIR down in Southern Virginia. So for brake pads, the issue is your street compound brake pads are just simply not appropriate. They will get overheated incredibly fast on the track because most of the guys doing this a lot of times have already modified their power. So they have lots and lots of power, no brakes. Even on just a street summer tire, you're going to cook them. My first event that I went to a couple years ago, my wife bought me a Audi Club membership and a two-day HPDE at VIR. And my first event, I got 20 minutes and that was it. And at the first day, because my brakes were destroyed on street pads. So people want to say, well, you need big brakes. No, you actually just need brake pads that handle more heat and brake fluid that handles more heat. So if you've got a street car, a set of brake pads like Ferodo DS2500, EBC Yellowstuff, Hawk makes one. They all make one. This isn't actually about the brand of brake pad. It's about that you're buying a brake pad that's not a pure street pad. It's not a track pad either. It's kind of a hybrid compound. You can drive them on the street. They'll be dusty. Some of them might make a little more noise, but they'll handle the heat. The second part of this is brake fluid, and that's going to be something that's usually they're .4 brake fluids like Motul RBF 600 or ATE Type 200. Both of those handle more heat, the boiling point's higher, and those would be more appropriate. A fresh brake flush and bleed with that right before the track event will give you, prevent you from pushing your brake pedal all the way to the floor, boiling your brake, and flying off the end of one of the straights. So brake fluid and brake pads, again, the brand of it isn't so critical. There's lots of brands that make appropriate gear for this. And you're going to need a helmet. Other than that, sign up and go drive. Your tires, while they matter, at the beginning you're so inexperienced, I would say any basic street tire is fine, but ideally you're really going to want a summer street tire. So Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, Continental Extreme Contact Sport. Those are two names that come to mind, but there's lots of different tires. Firestone makes the Indy 500, the Firehawk Indy 500 is popular. There's other more inexpensive brands that make a appropriate summer street tire to go out on the track with and have a good time your first go around. Unfortunately, I had to move out of the KCE to the KCE office upstairs because I'm having somebody power wash my house right now. So a little bit of noise out there, but I think we left off. We were talking about brake pads, brake fluid, tires, helmet, and just going and having fun. You're going to have an instructor with you. They're going to help you understand how to do this type of driving, which is very different than driving on the street. Which brings up the point that there's so many car enthusiasts out there that modify their cars. They want to go to a road. We're going to use the Tail of the Dragon down in Carolina, Tennessee, or they're going on a local car cruise, which is really just full send driving on public roads usually, without any track experience to know the limits of their car is scary. And so I really encourage people, go take a driving event, go take a high performance driving school, go learn for 2 days how to drive your car. It's going to bring a lot of things to light. It's going to teach you a lot about where the limits of that car are. Other things to think about with going to a driving event is going to be maintenance. You're going to want to make sure your oil's fresh, your spark plugs are fresh. All the things you normally do, you're going to be beating the shit out of your car, really. So you want to make sure it's up to par. All the maintenance has been done. Most driving events are going to require you to have a tech inspection. So some kind of a qualified performance shop is going to drop your car off, let them look at it. Trust me, you want them to look at it. They might point out some things you weren't aware of that need to be fixed, because you don't want to go to the track and be the guy that blows a radiator hose or was leaking oil, and now you're not only ruined the event for 30 minutes to clean up for everybody else, but you're fitting the bill for that cleanup. So that's something to consider. Just make sure your car is in really good working order. Again, you don't need anything more for you than a helmet. Staying hydrated, eating snacks, a big one throughout the day, because it's actually quite exhausting to do these events. Like you're going, usually it's the ones I've done have been 4 24-minute sessions in a day. It's actually a lot. It's a lot of work to sit in the car and drive like that. It's exciting, but your adrenaline's pumping and it kind of wears you out. Final comment would be track insurance. So your auto insurance, they're not covering this. So you go off the track and wreck your car, you're screwed. So consider track insurance. Lockton and Haggerty are two of the common companies that provide it. You pick the amount. So for me, $30,000 just to cover the car and all the mods and all the stuff I've done. With a 15% deductible is about $100 a day. It is worth every penny. Again, for my peace of mind, I own my car, but still, if I wreck it, it'd be a really big deal. So imagine if you owed the bank on that car and you wreck it and it's totaled, you're screwed. So buy track insurance. It's worth it. So factor that in when you're looking at doing one of these events. Other than that, again, just go have fun, and remember, it's going to help you on the local car cruise or the Tail of the Dragon, and you might actually enjoy it so much you want to do it more regularly, and that's kind of where I am. I'm really kind of enjoying doing these, and I'd like to do 2 or 3 a year. Some people do time trials and other competitive track events, which really isn't a thing for me right now, at least. But the wagon does great. It always gets a lot of discussion in the paddock about what the hell is in that, and you tell them it's just like a 1.8, man. And they're like, it ain't a 1.8 hitting a $140 in the back straight at VIR. It is a 1.8, but obviously my car's been heavily modified, which you can watch different videos on my channel to talk through. But yeah, the car's great. There's no issue with the car. It's just me getting more comfortable, getting faster times, and having fun. So take it easy.